Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rekah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and to the apostle of Great Millstone, and enough respect to the brothers that are out there pushing and spreading the gospel of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai to the four corners of the world. Now, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, I just want to do a quick lesson on, which is it was from this article that I was reading. Although it's not going to be focused on this article, right? And it's mainly talking about, what Amalek is doing over there, and it's also talking about what Russia is doing over there. All right, and but this video is mostly going to be focused on the scoffers of today, which is why the video is entitled "The Audacity of These Heathens." And when I use the word heathens, I mean it in a sense of, Jake, right? Not just, let me see, right? It's not just the, let me see, right? Not just, how do I put it? The, not just the other nations, but it's also, Israel, like the Israelites that are in the spirit of heathens that are not in the spirit of the sons of God. Okay, so whether they be scoffers, whether they are in any way that they come up against this ministry, they are considered as heathens. Because as how shall I put it, if you were the sons of what? If you were the descendants of Abraham, you would act in a holy manner, roughly paraphrasing. Yeah, so this first article is entitled, let me just put it in reader format, right? Okay. I don't know how. All right, whatever, man. All right, so this is from bbcnews.com. It says the title is Ukraine War, what Russia's escalating air attacks means. All right. So it says Russia's Vladimir Putin vowed to increase attacks on Ukraine. Now Kiev is realizing what he meant. Now, I think all of last year, when the battle was really fresh, when the West was sending their money and their military equipment into Ukraine for them to defend themselves, they were laughing at Russia because Russia was not making the progress that they had hoped to make. The war was not moving in their favor, or it wasn't, I guess, the war was not moving in a manner in which they had initially predicted. Okay, because they were proud and they thought they were just going to go into Ukraine and take whatever they want, and then they're going to be done away with in just a short amount of time. But what they're realizing when they first got into it last year, they were having some problems. Okay, they lost a lot of men. Okay, compared to Ukraine, and they actually had this whole famous thing about the leader of the I forgot his name, but the leader of the mercenary group who eventually betrayed, Russia, and eventually Russia, the Russian government had him killed, allegedly. But yeah, so for the longest now, people were just laughing at Russia. They were putting sanctions on them, and it was really hurting the economy. So you had some scoffers who were saying, "Yo, every time people always want to talk about Gog and Magog, but these people are not going to do shit. They would term them as harmless, okay? But now we're realizing that the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai is not something that the scripture talks about it in the book of Isaiah. It always accomplishes, and accomplishes everything exactly as Yahweh Bashim Yahshai pronounces it. That's why the scripture talks about how it is impossible for Yahweh Bashim Yahshai to lie, because everything that he says, inevitably becomes the immutable law of the universe. All right. But it becomes reality itself. So now we're finding out, we're realizing that as prophesied in Ezekiel 28th chapter, you know, yeah, about the rising of Gog and Magog, and how evil intentions were going to come into their heart, and how they were going to inspire a lot of nations to join them in battle and come up against Babylon and Amalek. Now we're seeing that these men are not just going to fall off with sanctions, and they're not going to fall off regardless of how many allies conspire to have them, to conspire to have their war efforts, not come to fruition, a favorable end for them. So what we're seeing now is that the Mosai is actually making fools of these heathens who had the audacity to accuse Yahweh Bashmi Shai of being a liar, who had the audacity of having of saying that the scriptures, the prophecies in the scriptures are just tales of men. All right. So this is I don't know if you brothers can see it. Let me just check this out right now. Right. So this is Isaiah chapter 5, starting from verse 18. It says, woe unto them, okay, that draw iniquity. Let me just make it a bit. It says, woe unto them that draw iniquity with cords of vanity, and sin as it were with a cord of rope. That say, okay, this is the audacity of them. They say, let him make speed and hasten his work, that we may see it, and let the counsel of the Holy One of Israel draw nigh and come, that we may know it. Okay, they said that back then to the prophets, and they saying that now to the prophet also. And just as how the Most High brought his judgment upon their heads, okay, and destroyed them, he's going to do so again in this time. Except in this time, it's going to be so great, so magnificent, okay, so memorable, that till the end of time, or for eternity, no one is ever going to talk shit about Yahweh Shemeshai ever again. That's why the scripture talks about what? The Lord being being magnified in judgment. I believe it might be in the same chapter, which I love that. Yep. It says, but the Lord Yahweh of hosts shall be exalted in judgment, and God that is holy shall be sanctified in righteousness. Right. Okay. So this is it. So it says what? And let the Holy One of Israel draw nigh and come, that we may know it. Okay. So the world, like the audacity of them, man, they actually challenging Yahweh Bashim Shai himself. Okay. They call him out by his name. All right. And they are issuing out a challenge to him as though he's their peer. Okay. Right. I'm just going to keep on with that pattern. This is Isaiah chapter 66, starting from verse, let me see, verse 4. Okay. It says, I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them. And how is the Most High Yahweh Bashim choosing their delusions? He's making his works, right? Even though, see, the course of history, right, or the way the world is unfolding in accordance to prophecy, it's very easy for a man of the Lord, a man who is in Yahweh Bashim Shai, who wholeheartedly believes in Yahweh Bashim Shai, to see the events that are happening and believe it, right? Because like when you actually believe in the scriptures and you see how the world is moving right now, your faith is boosting. But the Most High has certain things in this world. It doesn't happen immediately. Okay, he has it happen behind the scenes. He has it happen just little by little as to go over people's head, and that's how Yahweh Bashim Shai in one of the many ways. That's how he chooses their delusions. Okay, because for a long time people would say, "Yo, Russia's not as strong as they said." I really don't see Russia as a contender of the United States power, and yada yada yada. People talking shit, but now they find out that he's actually stepping shit up and bombing the shit out of these people. Okay, which he's being wicked for doing that, but now people are understanding. Well, they don't understand, but hopefully brothers understand that it doesn't matter how things look in that specific moment, Yahweh Bashim Yashai is always magnified in his prophecy. Okay? Let me see. Let me just. I thought I was sharing the other tabs, but I'm not. Okay. So this is Isaiah chapter 66, verse 4. I will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. All right. When I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear. They did evil before mine eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not. And this is pretty much the life of the people of the world right now. This is the way they live. They live to spite God. They live to insult him. They live to what? To make mockery of him and to undermine him, right? And to, be the physical embodiment of everything he hates. Okay? That's why the scripture talks about it in Isaiah chapter 55. It says what? Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, and thou put darkness for light and light for darkness, thou put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. They will call the men of the Lord evil for bringing out the scriptures. They call the Most High, man, there's a whole bunch of names that these scholars and professors and these so-called woke modern men, they call the Most High. Okay? They have a whole bunch of names that I don't even want to say any of them. It says, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh, ye that tremble at his word. Your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let the Lord Yahweh be glorified, but he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. And this is pretty soon going to be what? This is going to be made manifest. Okay? A lot of people, when you go out there into the highways and the byways, when you're doing videos, you're going to have scoffers in these comment board, always talking shit. Okay? Always going to talk shit. But this is the word of Yahweh Bashim Yashai from his own mouth, promising us that what? That he shall appear to our joy. Because these people keep saying, well, if you guys are prophets, prophesy. And we are prophesying. But in that day, then shall they know that the prophet has been among them. But that day is going to be a day in which they are crying, okay? And we are going to be what? We are going to be in gladness and in a joyful state. And they shall be ashamed. All right? Hey, the scripture says that it was gonna. We actually living in prophecy, and these people out here are still playing with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. At this point, you shouldn't. There shouldn't, like, you would think that there should not be any scoffer whatsoever. The more and more you see prophecies unfolding before our very eyes. When the whole thing about the UFOs came out, when the government themselves came out and admitted it, you would think that there will be no more scoffers. When the whole thing with Russia and Ukraine, you would think there will be no more scoffers. When they formed the BRICS, to be a direct opposition to or a competitor to the IMF, you would think people would say, "Oh, okay, well, then the America and NATO, that whole thing is coming to an end." You would think that people will stop being scoffers, but they're not. You would think that all the wars and rumors of war, they are not. You would think that when America and Iran and Russia, when they all backed out of the what's it called, the nuclear treaties, you would think that people will start taking the scripture seriously, but they don't. And that's why the scripture says that what, First Peter chapter 3 verse 3 says what, knowing this first, there shall come the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. People are incapable of seeing the future. That is why, brothers, got to be very, you have to take your gift in this ministry very, very seriously and cherish it. You have the ability, to you have an ability that is extremely uncommon to um, uh, 8 billion people upon the planet. Okay, 9 billion. I don't know how many people there are, but yeah, you are one in a billion, man. There's a handful of us who are able to actually see the future predicted and take comfort in it, because you actually may have some people out there that do actually could tell the future. Like, they can see signs, like these people that are termed as conspiracy theorists. They can see how the future is how the future is heading towards a more dictatorship rule. They can see all these things. They can bring out the secret things that the elites are doing, but they don't have comfort in it. That's why you see them going mad doing the prep work. But we see the future. We have hope for the future, and we have comfort in the future. And the combination of these things is something that a majority of the people in this world, they don't have. You also have to be glad that you're not part of these heathens, who the Most High has put strong delusions upon themselves, because these delusions only means that Yahweh Shemashai doesn't want to save them. It only means that they're on a hit list. So you have to try everything to the best of ability to keep working at your salvation. Hold your seat on a chariot. You hold your name down in a book of life. Don't get down with these heathens, man. And no matter how bad it looks, no matter how strange the courses of events are unfolding, no matter how bad things, if the next day, right, Russia gets bombed with or they just get bombed with nuclear missiles, and some way, somehow, if something, let's say something devastating ever happens to Russia, right, and Turkey and Iran, and it seems like America is going to be the top dog forever, you still got to believe in the scriptures. It's still going to come to pass. So the scripture says you got to wait for it. All these things are meant to test your patience. It's meant to test your faith, So I just want to bring in another article, which is very interesting. When the scripture talks about the when it talks about the how do I put it? How the beast shall hate the whore, which is Babylon, America. This is it. It says a U.S. educational official resigns over Biden's Amalek Gaza policy. Okay, it says Washington, right? Oh, not that. It is a senior official in the United States Education Department stepped down on Wednesday, citing President Joe Biden's handling of the conflict in Gaza, the latest sign of dissident in the administration as death continues to grow in the war. Okay, let's look at that word. Look at that word, dissident. All right, it says the expression or holding of opinions. Okay, because he's scared. They've made all these men in the Oval Office. They've made them, women. They've not even that. They've made them wusses, man. They've made them into puppets. All right. So whatever Amalek does, these men, regardless of all the power that they have, they will not contradict them. They will help them in their cause, no matter what it is. Even though it's clear to everyone that they are committing genocide, they don't care. This is also on Wednesday, the first time, I believe. How do I don't I don't remember it like vividly, so I'm not gonna bring that up. But yeah, it says also on Wednesday, 17 Biden re-election campaign staffers issued a warning in an anonymous letter that Biden could lose voters over the issue. Right, Tariq Habash. Let me just make it bigger. Tariq Habash, special assistant in the Education Department's Office of Planning, Evaluation and Policy Department, in a letter to the Education Secretary Miguel Cardona, said, I cannot stay silent at this administration as this administration turns a blind eye to the atrocities committed against innocent Palestinian lives in what leading human rights experts have called a genocidal campaign by the Israeli government. Okay, so what prophecy is that he shall turn the Egyptian against the Egyptian, you know, the beast shall hate the whore. A lot of people are looking at Babylon strangely. They are no longer the good guys, you know. Back then you watch a movie and it's America's always the good guy. You're always rooting for America, but not anymore. Doesn't matter how many movies you make. Doesn't matter how many articles you write or how many news you push out. Doesn't matter how sweet you try to talk to people. You're already exposed, and people's mind have been made up. And the plan is that what Babylon got to be out the picture. That's what's amongst these nations. And Babylon will be out the picture because it is the determination of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. So you heathens out there that keep talking shit, okay? Let me see. I keep saying things like this, right? Behold, they say unto me, where is the word of the Lord Yahweh? Let it come now. Okay? People who keep saying things like that. Amos chapter 5, verse 18 says, what? Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord Yahweh. To what end is it for you? Because all you do is talk shit. But even these scoffers out here, they never actually have any plan whatsoever. They're only good at talking shit. They're only good at talking shit. They don't have no plans. They have no answers. They have no knowledge, nothing whatsoever. They just want to wait for you to say something so that they could what? So they could talk shit. Amos 5 and 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord Yahweh is darkness and not light. It's like it, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hands on the wall, and a serpent bit him. The scripture says that your fear shall come as a whirlwind. You be caught in the tornado of ass whoopings. Okay. Hey, so with that, it's pretty much it. I'm gonna end it right there. Shalom to all the brothers, and all you aquafs in the comment board. Shalom Yahweh Bashim Shabra. May the blessing of election be upon all the houses, and may Yahweh Bashim Yashai, avenge us, okay, the nation of Israel on these heathens, okay, and may He establish the kingdom so that we may, rest in peace and in righteousness. All right, so with that, I'm going to end it right there. Shalom, Hakim. Yahweh Bashim Shabra.